Hi, everybody. Is this on? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Ta-da-da-da.
Nice.
My name's Patrice McKinley, and how I got involved in this book, I think, so I've known Susan for a while. We, met at networking events, right? And I remember it was Christmas time one year, and we were at a networking event, and I went up to Susan to say, hey, how are ya? And she was like, eh. And I was like, oh, that's how I feel at every networking event. I'm such an introvert, so I was like, what's going on? And she said, well, I lost my son, and I'm just not feeling it. And I was like, wow, I can really relate to that, So we had this conversation about loss and losing somebody we love, and I think we just kind of bonded on a totally new level. And so then I get a call from Susan, or maybe an email, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know about this, and we had a Zoom call, and I was like, okay, here's the deal. My husband died 12 years ago. He had cancer, and it was 10 years. The first 7 were okay, but then the last 3 were really, really bad. And I told Susan, I said, I don't know, I think I'm over it. I don't know what I could contribute to this book. I just felt like maybe not. I don't know. I'm no writer, I was like, oh, I don't know. And the whole time through it, I was like, I don't know. But anyway, so I said, I really don't know. And I said, the one thing that I would like to communicate to people is, for me, the hardest part was being a caregiver. And I felt really guilty about the things I was feeling as a caregiver, not wanting to do it anymore. I was the only one. I didn't have a network. I had no family here, and my girlfriends all worked, so it was me and my husband, and he was sick, really sick. And I had 2 teenage daughters, and so I was a mom. And when he got sick, they were little, but when he passed, they were 14 and 16 years old. So I was kind of holding a space for all of us, and it was hard, and I hated it. And then I felt guilty, I felt really guilty. I loved my husband, and he was suffering, and it was a lot. So I told Susan, I said, the only thing that I would like to contribute and I didn't know if it would be right for the book, talk about caregiving. And I said, that's what I would talk about. And she said, that sounds good. And I was like, okay. But yeah, all right. So what I found, and Susan was amazing, because I never thought I'd contribute to a book. I had no desire to write anything. Like a lot of these ladies like that process. I hated it. Honestly. So, but she was great, because I sent her some things. She was like, I'm sorry, I really can't understand this. Like, no punctuation, because I tried doing a voice recording. So I was like, okay, that'll be good, because I don't know. And you couldn't, I couldn't edit it right. Oh, it was terrible. So she was so patient, and I was so, God. But we got it through it, and the meetings were really wonderful, because yes, it's so helpful when you can talk to other people who have been through this, and you don't have to explain yourself or apologize for, maybe I sound, I'm going on to, maybe I'm wallowing, maybe they're uncomfortable, maybe I shouldn't say this, and so that's how it always is. I lost my mom and my dad. I've been through this before, but so as far as the caregiving, when my husband Michael was going through it, I searched for places where I could find out about what it was I was going through. And honestly, I couldn't find people. There were books on grief, there were books like that, but I couldn't find something for what do I do if he's still here and I'm losing my effing mind. I'm losing my mind. And there was nothing. There was really nothing. And so that's why I wanted to contribute. And what was really great is one of the authors who's not here tonight, she told me something I had never heard before. It's called Anticipatory Grief. I had never heard that expression. It just was such a healing for me. It was like, okay, I went through the grief process before he died. I went through all of those emotions, the anger, the anxiety, oh my God, just like trying to hold it together all the time. All of that, I went through it. So when he passed, I was like, I've got to get on with my life. I can't be in this space anymore. And I felt really bad about that. I would check it out with hospice nurses. Is it okay that I really am relieved that this is over? I mean, even saying it to a group of people who don't know me, I'm like, does it sound selfish? Does it sound, well, what about your husband? Yeah, Anyway, so that's what I went through, and I had to do it just in case there's somebody who's going through something like that, where they're feeling like I just want to run away. Because there were times I would get in my car and I just wanted to drive. I just wanted to. And when you can't find anybody who's going through that like you are, and you feel guilty and bad or whatever you're feeling, you don't feel that way. It's hard for the people who are going through it and witnessing it. It's really hard to witness that kind of pain and immense suffering, and be a support to that person and love them, and then your children. So afterwards, it was my kids I had to hold up after he passed. So I kind of put my stuff aside for them, and so that's what I've been doing now. And it was really great to be with all these ladies and Susan, and she just took, everything everybody said. I mean, she's amazing. Like, she's just taken it along, like, I didn't do anything compared to what you're doing, I mean, she's done it all. And it was so lovely to be part of this group and to feel, and everybody said this, you're not alone, and I think that's the most important thing to know. Anything you're feeling is okay. Any feeling that you have is okay. And find somebody to share that with. We need to express that. Don't keep it inside. And however you find it, I hope the book will shine a light on that, right? But make you feel like you're not alone if you've gone through that. That's the biggest wish that I have for everybody.